Hey guys, this is Shane and welcome to my Curator of the Lost channel. And today I'm talking about books that I found on a recent trip. So travel book thrifting. What I found on a recent trip. It was last week. I was out in Alamogordo, New Mexico. I had a little time to hit a thrift store and this huge kind of local book resell area. I've got some video of it. It's going to blow you away of how big it is and just how much stuff there was. I wish I had more time. So hey, as always, I appreciate the view. I look forward to the comments, and hey, we're closing in on this channel on hitting 1,000 subscribers. I can't believe it. I appreciate that support, and if you enjoy this and like the content, hey, subscribe. We'll keep doing this and see what happens. So I appreciate all the support and the good positive feedback. So all right, jumping right in. So I had to go kind of a surgical strike out to New Mexico. I flew into El Paso and I drove up to Alamogordo. This is like the White Sands area. If you've never been to the White Sands National Monument out there, it's amazing. You can do a hike through the sand. I did it one time. It's about 5 miles. You can hike it without shoes. Don't go in the middle of the summer. It's like actually a few years ago there was a family, I think from France, that passed away. Most of the family passed away because they got lost. And in the summer, the last time I did the hike out there, it was, it was kind of like in the early spring. It still was getting up like 80 degrees, and on the white sand it was so hot still. But it's a great place. And then it's geologically, the area is just amazing. So you've got the desert. But if you go 20 miles, you go up to like Cloudcroft, you're in the Lincoln National Forest. The temperature will drop 20 or 30 degrees, and it's like you're in a totally different world. So you can go from this white sands to lush green mountains in the span of 20 or 30 miles. But tucked in there is Alamogordo. And when I go there, there's a couple of thrift stores I hit, and there's this one place called Books Revisited that is amazing. So I'll show you first what I got from the thrift store. This whole trip I spent $43 on everything I'm going to show you, okay? And I've got tremendous resale potential here. So this one thrift store I went to, it's like King's Treasure, I think, in town. I found 3 books and a tennis racket. So I found this book From the Ground Up. This is about the history of mining in Utah. This book was just 50 cents. I don't have sold comps. What's amazing on a lot of this stuff, I don't have sold comps on everything here. There's actually just a few of these things I actually have sold comps, but this is like really like probably it'll be thin market type things, but it's a lot of the things I found are books that when I even see them on Amazon, they're out of print. And sometimes I see list comps, but it's like really, I think, hard to find books. Or so even though I don't have sold comps, it's the sort of thing it might take a little longer to sell, but it's worth it for the return for me and for the subject matter to have in my store. So anyway, this one, From the Ground Up, it was 50 cents at the thrift store. I have no sold comps, but I have list comps on this one. I found equivalent on Amazon and eBay together, about 30 bucks. So that'll be a great return. Then this nice, I think this is like Defense of My Life. It's from a cardinal, a Catholic cardinal. This was I think this was actually a Liberty Library edition. Really nice. The Guild, it looks like it has never been read. It's John Henry Newman, Classics Library. And I have sold comps on this edition for 28 bucks. And I paid $1 for it. In the same thrift store, I found this Tales of Old Time Texas. I have a sold comps on this exact edition for 16, so I paid $1 for it. So that's a good one. And then, when you're traveling, and I remember all this stuff I'm showing you had to fit in my suitcase coming back. So I had to carry on. I always put a smaller carry-on in my larger suitcase if I had a bag included on my plane ticket. But I bought this tennis racket, and a full-size tennis racket will fit in a suitcase. So this was a weed tennis racket with the case. I got this for $3, and I have a sold comp for $85. Best offer at $85. So I'm not sure what, but still, $3 tennis racket. It was in great shape. This weed brand. Tennis rackets can be lucrative. The old ones that are signed, like that are like it's the Tennis Star endorsed it, but Prince is a brand that does really good. It's Weed. There's some of these, that whenever I see them, if I see them, they look interesting, I look them up. In this case, I got it for like $3. I've got an $85. It was a best offer, so I don't know. Maybe it sold only for 50 or 60, but still, it's with the bag. It was also with the bag. It'll be a great return. So that's what I got at the one thrift store. And so great returns. That was $5.50, and I've got, if I sell all this, I'll have probably, $120 off of that. So what I'm going to do now is I'll break away, and this Books Revisited store, I'm going to show you how it's set up. And I only had about an hour there, and I probably could have spent 3 or 4 hours. You'll see for the amount of stock. So it's pretty impressive. And then I'll show you exactly what I found. So cut away to it, and it's in this old mall, and it's a community bookstore where they take donations and then take those proceeds out to the community. So you'll see what it's like. It's pretty impressive. So here we are, we're inside the mall. This is like your old school 70s kind of mall that you see being just torn down, but as you walk down into the hallway, there are all these bookcases out in the hallway. Like this whole section here is great. It's like history and military type things. Then it goes into some sports, and there's some things on animals, but you can see down at the end there was where the old JCPenney, it just closed like a year ago, but there's the entrance into the main store, and there's literature on these shelves. Everything in the hallway is on the honor system if they're closed. You have a cash box that you can put in, but as you walk into the store, you can just see from this how huge it is. There are literally thousands and thousands of books. So there's the price sheet, and probably the only downside is that hardbacks are like $3.50 now. I think when I first started coming here years ago, it was $3, but paperbacks, large paperbacks are $2, small paperbacks are $1. You can see how things are organized, and it's been this way for years. I come to this corner in the back, and there's usually transportation, automotive. I usually can find some things there. I did this time as well. And they're just rows after rows of fiction. Now, I didn't even get to really go through the fiction things. I went through down to the back corner where I know that there's some of the, the history, aviation, automotive things. Did that. I did all the history stuff. I guess was all out in the hallway, but just row after row. These are all fictions that I'm going through here. But then there's behind the Christmas tree as it is now, there's old books, vintage type books. To the left there was like Southwestern history, and then there's this entire row of science fiction. So, man, I tell you, for my personal collection, I love finding sci-fi, and it's lots of hardbacks, and they're in good condition. There's a Storm of Swords. I actually will show that one. I picked that one up. It was the first edition. Then it goes into, there's big paperbacks, small paperbacks, vintage paperbacks. You'll see a thing of all these, the Outland books. If I can find those at the right price, but at $2, I can't do it. But I would have bought, if those had been like 25 or 50 cents, I might have had to try to buy the whole set and sell them as a lot. Romance on the back wall. Here's travel, and it's like world travel, U.S. travel. It's just amazing. It goes on and on. You can get a sense of the scope of this bookstore. This Books Revisited in Alamogordo, New Mexico. Coming back up the backside of the sci-fi, there's more sci-fi paperbacks. There's usually some gaming stuff down that aisle. So I moved over to the vintage section now. These are things you're not going to find barcodes on. There were some Zing Grays in the bottom there, but they weren't any of the big, the ones that sell really good. Just on the backside of the vintage aisle, there's some technical books. It's not a real big technical book section. Again, it's organized by math, engineering. Always look through here, but I was really close to the closing time here, and I really didn't get to go through here too much. And then here at the end, there's a kids section. So all that. All right, so see that place, it's huge. There's probably 10,000 books there. It's insane how much is there. It's anytime I'm in that area, I go to that bookstore. Like I said, the only thing that's a kind of a downer on it is their prices, and you just have to pick and choose, right? It's $3.50, I think, for it's $3.50 now for the hardbacks, and $2 for paperbacks, larger size format, right? So here's what I actually picked up, and there were probably more things that I could have gotten if the price was just like I was weighing both price and and luggage space, right? So there were things even at $3.50 that I probably would have bought if I had just been at home, right? Because I felt like they could sell, but I'm like, if I make $10 on this, but what's the I have limited luggage space, right? So anyway, here's what I found. All right, so I got this set of Cessna. There's like this was $2 for the set. The Cessna Pilot Center and Training Syllabus. These things together. I was looking here at I think that this is going to be. I see these things listed individually. I think together I'll be able to get for the Cessna stuff. I'll be able to get $20 or $25 for it, so that's good. Then I found this in the same section. It was in the corner. I found this book on soaring, and this is an older edition. But what was cool about it is it had some maps. It actually had an unused glide pilot logbook, a certificate of achievement. It even had an unused final exam. So this whole thing together. I've seen components of this listed for $5 to $20, sometimes even $30. I think that all this stuff together, I can put it together and it'll be $20 or $25. Again, $2 for that. Now this one was $1. It was this BSA Bantam. I see this particular one. I have a sold comp on this one for $17, and I see list comps on this. So for different editions of this that run from $25 to $35. So this one was $1, so it was a smaller hardback or paperback. Sorry. In that huge science fiction section, I could have went crazy just on stuff that I liked, right, to read. But I did find for resale a first edition Storm of Swords. This is the third book. George R.R. Martin, Game of Thrones series. The first editions. This one has a little bit of edge wear on it right there, but still, I'll get, look at again my cheat sheet here. I see I had $20 to $40 comps on this, so this was $3.50. I think I'll probably list it for $29.99, so it'll be a good sale. Then there was this Sugartown. This one is actually out of print, and it's for Hawaiian plantation days. It's got it's got photos. It's all about. I have a list comps on this of $30. Here's the Book of the Hackle. I only have found 2 of these, $35 and $95. So I got it for $3.50. We'll see what I list it for, but it's fly fishing type stuff. The Hackle. Now here's one, Finland and the Russian Revolution. Again, no sold comps. I have list comps of $50 for this one. It was in the history section out in the hallway. Here's another Danes in North America. Again, not a sold comp on this, but I have a list comps of $53. This is like when I'm looking at the cheapest price on Amazon or eBay. Now here was a Alfred Hitchcock, Three Investigators, The Laughing Shadow. All right, so this one was number 12. Whenever I see these 3 investigator books, this one has a little bit of surface wear, a little bit of soiling, but one thing you can do on these, like this is number 12. Always look on the back. It's a quick, and if you count down on the books in the series, this one is The Laughing Shadows, the last one. So that's a really good indication that it's a first edition of this, okay? A lot of times inside the book on these, they don't list editions. They'll just list the year, and there's no edition or printing. Obviously, if it lists, a number line or something, you can tell what print edition it is. But another quick check, good indication it's a first edition, is that there's not other books number 13, 14, 15, 25, whatever listed on the back cover. All right, so whenever I see the 3 investigator books, I pick them up. I even sell, even in rougher condition, the paperbacks will usually sell for 10. I've got $20 to $35 on this one, so it's yeah. And these are even, I have sold comps at 28 on this one. I actually have a sold comp for one for 53, but it was in really good condition. But these are good ones to look for. All right, I did the short. I found this one. No sold comps, but this Pursuit of Pancho Villa, and it was the uniforms and equipment. It's really kind of neat. Look, it has photos, but it also has all this equipment stuff. If I see this listed on Amazon for $140, no sold comps, but I paid $2 for it. Good. Now here's one. It was on railroads, ghost railroads in Colorado. I paid $2 for this. It's only a $10 or $12 one, but I like railroad stuff, so I got it. Here's another Pancho Villa one, and actually I couldn't find anything. Everything I was looking on this said it was out of print. I did find it listed a slightly different way on eBay, on Amazon. I keep mixing that up on this video, but I found this for it was selling for $15. So a little bit of a miss there, but I only paid $2 for it. Again, when I was there doing my real-time comps, I was interested, especially after I found the other one that had $140, comp. I thought, well, this is in the same vein, and everything I was pulling up was saying out of print. But sometimes on especially Amazon, you can search around. There's so many different things here. The Via Raids, the author. What's the real lookup title for it? Right? It's kind of can be hard sometimes, especially when you're trying to do it real time and something doesn't pull up just immediately. So anyway, $2. If I sell it for 15, that'd be great. Then here's some of the. This is the White Wolf gaming stuff. Here's one on Necropolis, Atlanta. This I've got $20 and $25 sold comps on this. A lot of people know, AD&D, Advanced Dungeons and Dragons, TSR, that sort of thing. But some of these other companies, like White Wolf, they publish gaming systems for different types of role play RPG kind of games, and they can be pretty good too. So this one has sold comps of 20 and 25. Then there were 2 more. They're not quite as good. One was this one Werewolf, and then Book of the Worm, and these are like $10 each. So, good finds all in all. I only had an hour before they closed. I could have spent probably half a day there. I don't know that it would have helped me because I didn't have enough luggage space, right, for all the things I probably would have found. But I spent $37, $38 at that one. Like $5, $5.50 at the other thrift store. So on that trip, I spent $43 or so, and I've got stuff that when I sell it, I've got hundreds of dollars worth of potential resale here. So it's a great thing. So when you travel, just remember, always finding thrift stores on travel is a great way to see different parts of the city and see things of the city. Library bookstores, I love them in different cities, but like this place, if you're ever in Alamogordo, you can check out the Hottie Ho hamburger place, and get you a green chili cheeseburger, but also go up the road and find Books Revisited, because it is, you'll get some stuff there, and just like my tour showed, it's amazing. So all right, have a good one. I appreciate the view, look forward to the comments, and we'll talk to you soon.